Welcome back, everybody. Today we're just walking around the old farm here, just kind of gonna give you guys a look at what I've got going on outside of all the usual content I'm making. This here is a project that is going to be getting going here as soon as it warms up again. It was acquired here. I just haven't had the time to really get after it, but gonna restore this old girl here, get it back going to its former glory at some point. Same thing with my old fishing boat. It needs a floor in it right now, so that'll be one of the next things. And this tractor here. As soon as it gets to running again, gonna take it and go sell it and probably just buy a new one. And old Alice Chandler there has been a workhorse and stuff, but just time for something a little bit more modern and something that's not quite as temperamental out here in the cold and everything. I did one of these before, guys, and it's just a nice little walkthrough so you guys can kind of see what I do every day outside of the usual survival content, paranormal content, the firearm content, the knife content, things along those lines. You guys are seeing a lot more of what actually goes on out here. This here is actually something that we actually ended up acquiring as a project, and it does run. Of course, the clutch is actually stuck on the floor right now, so did get to work on that too. I got projects piling up everywhere though, guys. As you can see, we are Kubota people, and with good reason, because my dad's favorite color is orange, so I was always praised on that, so I end up with Kubota products too. From that and the lawnmower and everything else. And something else here, these are going to be coming for sale here very soon. These jet skis. And they don't run, but I tell you guys that the real value here on this is the trailer. Go out in the modern day and try to price a trailer like this and tell me if you guys can find one for under like $2,500, because a brand new single one is like $1,200, let alone the double one and stuff though. So if somebody had two brand new jet skis and all they needed was a trailer, they're probably gonna end up with a good deal on this. It's just something else right there. You maybe could salvage these jet skis. They haven't ran in years, so, and who knows, I might end up changing my mind and not selling that. But stock trailer there was the first ever one that I ever remember us having, and hauled a lot of cows, a lot of horses, a lot of hogs, goats, and we actually had one goat that we raised as a bottle baby, Patches. I'll put her picture here, but she was raised off of just like a baby bottle, just like got her out of the sale barn when she was 2 days old. Bought her and another little goat. The other one was about a week older than she was. That one ended up not making it, and she did. And she lived with us for, I believe it was about 13 years. She's actually buried out back down here because she was so special to us, because she kind of grew up with us and everything. And she was definitely the queen bee of our pasture. I mean, she beat up on cows and everything else for some feed stuff though, because she had been there the longest. Only thing that hadn't died off or sold or anything in that point. So this little trailer right here is actually one I acquired to haul around my musical equipment. Yes, I am into music. It is something I'm very passionate about, and I hoped at one time to actually make a career in it, and who knows, it still might end up making a career out of it. This old Harley Davidson trailer here, been used to haul a lot of things. This here is kind of becoming my pride and joy. I got a really good deal on this stock trailer. It is something that just needs a very, very minor touch-ups. As you can see here, tested out, that's John Deere green paint. Just making sure that's the color that I wanted to go with. But this trailer is going to look just like a John Deere tractor. And some of you may be thinking, well, you just said Kubota orange. Well, it's a little bit different, and the wheels are going to be painted yellow. So these wheels down here are actually going to end up being yellow, and the trailer's going to end up being green by the time it's all said and done. And it's just going to be a nice trailer. And it has a Viter gate in it. It's a going to be used for everything, and probably going to acquire one with boom quarters in it here very soon, because might get back into rodeo, and you never know at the end of the day. Got into it for a short time, and then kind of have family that have been into it for a long time and stuff, though. But you just never know at the end of the day, guys. It's that time of the year too. We were actually out here the other day burning off some small patches here. So next year when we open this field back up for animals, it'll actually have some good grass. That's an old trick that you burn them off, and from the ashes comes some new stuff there, guys. And I have a lot of stuff, and just ended up having to store a lot of stuff for other people and stuff over time. So of course, got this semi-trailer right here that is just packed full of all kinds of crap that needs to be gone through and gotten rid of and everything. Of course, my dad's been a truck driver for pushing 40 years now, so just something that he pulled this thing in here, and it's been sitting there ever since. When I go to get rid of that Alice Chandler, this brush hog here is going to go with it. Just not attached to it right now because the tractor isn't running, so it's a good place for it to be. I actually tried to pop the clutch and pull up on that tractor some there. And over here on this wooded property and stuff, though, too, it's always amazing because you hear squirrels and they sound like a buffalo coming into the woods. And any of you guys that go out there deer hunting, you know what I mean by that. I mean, it's just insane. And of course, we have another truck here. It was bought to store more stuff. It does not run. It does not have an engine or anything in it right now. So, just one of them things. There was a tree that fell over there and actually fell on top of the play sets and stuff, and actually nearly hit the house over there. And thank goodness it didn't. But there's a big old tree up there that about half of it split in half. There's a huge windstorm that we had, and that's what part of this is. It's gonna be a huge bonfire whenever we finally decide to light that sucker up right there. Of course, this time of the year, you still gotta be careful with snakes and everything, and you gotta be careful. So they come out and they change your light poles, but a lot of times these old ones are kind of rotten, so they don't want them. So we just asked, hey, would you mind leaving that, because they're not going to be able to reuse it. As you can see right there, it was on the ground. And they ended up taking this light pole and ended up dragging it down here, and it'll be sawed up. If we could make some use of it, it'll be sawed up and used for some posts for some fencing, or it'll just be thrown on the fire for brush and stuff. Though this little tow dolly over here is something too that really should be inside. We committed a lot of time and hours to redoing this thing in my ag shop class my senior year of high school, and it works great. Pulled several cars with it. It's just a fantastic tow dolly. Pulls really well. The tires and wheels on it are brand new. Did that whenever I pulled it up there. Ended up changing that out. Got brand new straps for it. And for those of you guys who've never pulled a tow dolly, they pull kind of weird, especially if you get a car back there. If you get to going too fast, they'll start fishtailing. Just kind of the way that it is, because they're kind of short, even with the tongue being the way they are and everything, though. But I ended up rewiring it, putting new lights on it, which now they've been torn off and everything, because it's kind of been sitting here for a little too long. But ended up painting it black. Wasn't a special order, no paint for it in the ag shop. Just ended up doing it with the colors that we had. Primed, 2 coats of paint. And yeah, it's been holding up pretty well for that. I mean, it's starting to rust, obviously, but for the amount of years it's been sitting out here, it really isn't rusting that bad for what it is. As it falls nightfall down here, there's a lot of coyotes that that like servicing down here on this end here, because there's a pond just over the ridge here, and you can hear them down here at night howling. And neighbors over there have a bunch of protective dogs and stuff, though. In fact, you can see them out. They're actually out. I don't know if you guys can see that from here or not. Those dogs, those white spots right there, are actually their dogs out there. And they're protected. They actually chased a bear across the ridge out here one day, which was pretty exciting to watch. It was definitely a good show as far as that goes. All this fencing will have to be put out at some point. Just isn't really good anymore. A lot of it's been here way longer than we've lived here. And then this old flatbed trailer here. These were bought for the sole purpose of starting an auction business. Is that going to happen? I don't know. But I spent a lot of time on this stuff. It's been a long time in the making and stuff, though, guys. But the trailer down there on the bottom is not a normal trailer. It is a trailer that has such heavy axles underneath of it that you wouldn't even believe it. So these flatbed trailers that you buy nowadays, they don't come with axles as heavy as this thing. The ramps were redone in my X-Drive class, re-welding them, and we've actually drove small dozers and stuff up on this trailer, guys, because of the heavy axles. Everything in it holds up. It's great pulling trailer. It's a 16-footer. And it just, it's a phenomenal riding trailer for having those heavy axles underneath of it. This thing has been all over. It's been originally from like Louisiana to here, and who knows, it might end up somewhere else like one of these days. But those of you guys have been to auctions, that's what those steels are on the top there. They're just little wagon cars that you would take to auctions, and initially only wanted the bottom one, but the guy said you can have the top two if you just wanted to take all three, so I ended up taking all three of them. That's what ended up with that. These boards down here are the sides to that, because we put those up there when we were moving, so we could put the four-wheelers up there, and that way you don't have to worry about sliding off or anything. It's just extra safety precaution. These things here are about as old as I am. We've kind of replaced the boards and stuff on them and stuff, though, but they've been there a long time, though, guys. And a lot of crazy things that happen out here in the country. You see a lot of things. You hear a lot of things. Right, that broad field over there, and like I said, you got coyotes coming out of there. You'll hear stuff come over the fence down here at night over here, and just all kinds of stuff. And my mom, actually, when she was over here like one day, said that she saw what looked like a big creature walking across this field. Now, what did she see? Could have been a bear, could have been a Bigfoot, could have been, I don't know, a hairy circus actor. You never know. But at the end of the day, that's just what you deal with when you live out here in the country. People in the city don't have to deal with this, but I was raised on this. I stay out here, and it's where I always live. I just don't really see a point in trying to live anywhere else. I would not fit in a big city, and they're a little too fast-paced for the way I want to live. There's nothing wrong with living a slower lifestyle, guys, and really, that's just all there is to it. You got to do the best you can, like, while you're here, but also remember to enjoy the times that you do get. Take it slow, and don't stress out about stuff that is nothing's as bad as you think it is, guys. And I can tell you that from experience. When you're younger, you stress out about all this stuff. When you're getting close to 30, it feels like you're running out of time to do things and stuff, though, guys. But you got to remember, everything happens for a reason, and there's a plan. So just remember, at the end of the day, though, guys, to try not to stress out. I know that's easier said than done, and every situation is different, but stay calm, and good things happen like when you're calm, guys. Panic is contagious, but calm is also contagious. So if you can be calm, then other people around you can be calm as well. Don't need to stress out and don't need to get overzealous about anything, because we're only here for a short time. So enjoy the ride. God bless each and every one of you guys, and thank you for joining me on today's little walk around.